Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Milwaukee Bucks have been bounced out of the NBA playoffs in the first round for the third consecutive year, and now everyone is talking about whether or not this could be the end of the Greek Freak era in Milwaukee. So, Bulls Nation, let's talk about the possibility of the Bulls being the team that Giannis wants to play for, demands a trade to, and the Bulls then winning the Giannis trade sweepstakes. It's a lot to happen. A lot needs to go right for it to happen. But, Big Dave, this has been Bulls fans' dream scenario for like several years now.
Yeah. And since we're speaking of dreams, I'm glad you called this on me. Katie, put one on me one time.
The man's a dreamer.
Put it right here. It's time for Dreamland, ladies and gentlemen, before the GOAT wakes you up with the realness of the nightmare. Hi, Giannis Antetokounmpo. How you doing, man? Very nice to meet you. You're an awesome individual basketball player. Honestly, never really seen anything like you in my lifetime, man. You're probably the second or first greatest Milwaukee Buck of all time. With all that said, it will pale in comparison to you being here on the Chicago Bulls. Why? Because it is Chicago over Milwaukee. We're better. Like, it's just really that simple. Better baseball team, better football team. No, the Green Bay, they won in the past, but the past is what that is. Aaron Rodgers, bum. Brett Favre, bum. Come here where Caleb Williams is living right now and having a great time. Come here where Kobe White is doing his thing and being awesome and cool. Come here where the population of Greeks is what? Estimated 85,000 people in the greater Chicago area, sir, and approximately 10,000 of them were actually born in Greece. That makes this the second biggest destination for Greek immigrants in the United States of America, sir. That's here. That's in Chicago. And also, you're Nigerian as well. 30,000 Nigerians been coming here since the 1960s, man. So you can go get some jollof rice, or you can go ahead and get a gyro. Around my hood, they call it gyro. Or, you know what I mean? Whatever you want to do. It's all here in Chicago for you, sir. You will be the man. Your number will be ready. Your brothers played here, and you showed up, and you sat at the United Center. Did you not feel the electricity just sitting there of people just wanting you to be on this team, even though you were just sitting on the sideline? It's time to grow your brand. It's time to be bigger and come to a bigger market, and you can't do it any better than this hungry city right here in Chicago. Come on home, Giannis. Come on home.
That's a solid pitch.
Thank you.
All the cultural reasons.
Yeah.
And look, the clip that's been going around the last couple days.
That was beautiful. I was gonna sit here and like just say no to everything. That was incredible.
Dave knows how to pitch people.
Pitch, man. Watch what I talked to Joker last time.
I'm sorry. We couldn't just move on from that. That was too good.
I can't remember what the interview was, but it was a couple years ago now.
Did you practice that?
He was asked in some interview about the prospects of someday in his career playing for the Chicago Bulls.
Yeah.
And he was like, as a kid who grew up overseas, and obviously the lore of MJ and the 90s Bulls, he was like, yeah, anyone would be crazy to say I have no interest in playing for the Bulls at some point. Like, it's the Bulls.
Yeah.
The championship pedigree, the dynasty. Like, it means a lot.
Yeah.
Giannis said those words.
Yes, he did.
And sure, plenty of players have said those words and then gone on to never play for the Bulls. Anthony Davis said something about being a Bull at some point in his career. Yeah, exactly. Packers fan, get out of here. We don't need you. But there is at least some semblance of Giannis's interest in the Bulls. But we also know that bottom line, what he has said recently, and he did say in his exit interview, or his last podium appearance after they lost Game 5 and were eliminated, let's not do the, do you want out of Milwaukee conversation tonight? Let's give it a couple breaths.
I did.
But like he has said in previous seasons when they've been eliminated, or, how happy are you in Milwaukee? Is this where you want to be? Giannis has repeatedly stated in one way or another, winning.
Yeah.
Winning is what matters to me. He's got that one chip, and they can never take that away from him. Nobody can take that away from him. He and the Bucks are 2021 NBA champions. Even accomplishing that once in the NBA is really freaking hard.
Super hard.
He is not done winning. He wants to win more championships. And everybody who sees how the NBA works, with the Dame injury, with the Bucks cap sheet, with the Bucks dearth of future draft capital, their championship window closed when they got eliminated by the Pacers the other night.
It did. It went away. It's done. And one more thing before I get, because I definitely want to hear what my man GOAT is going to bring. Sir, you have an MVP and a Defensive Player of the Year award that you won in 1 year. I know somebody else that did that. His name is Michael Jeffrey Jordan. He did that here, sir, in Chicago. Just come on home. When you said you wanted to be a winner, what did they do? They started tearing your team down. You know what I'm saying? Bye-bye, Drew Holiday. They brought in Dame, and then he left his body in Portland. You know what I mean? Like, it just ain't time, bro. Like, come here where the players are younger and realer and ready to win because we need you like you would not believe.
So the question, GOAT, can you convince Giannis, if you're the Bulls, that if he says, I want to go play there, that we can build a winner around you?
I think there's 3 considerations here. Number 1 is, what does Giannis want? And you guys have laid that out, right? He wants to win, but he's also shown interest in the Bulls, and I think that matters to some degree. You also have the 2 teams, those being the other parties in this negotiation of the Bulls and the Bucks, right? Giannis's contract, he has next year at $54 million, the following year at $58.5 million, and then a player option on 27-28 worth $62.8 million. Okay, so that's a lot of money, but Giannis is worth it, right? He's a multi-time MVP, Defensive Player of the Year. He's an NBA champion, an all-time great player, absolutely worth that contract. It's a lot of money, though. But I say that to say that he is under contract, and I think that if he does request a trade, the Bucks will accommodate that. They may even trade him without his request, just given how just ruptured their whole situation is.
Correct.
But I say that to say that Giannis doesn't necessarily have say in where he ends up because he's under contract for 2 more years plus a player option. Basically, like when stars ask out, it's the last year of their deal, and they can put pressure on their team to send them to the team they want to go to because they'll say, well, I'm just not going to re-sign anywhere else, so this is the team I'm going to. Not the case for Giannis. He's got 3 years left where, you know, even if a team that he didn't want to go to trades for him, he's got to stay and play and figure it out. And maybe by that time, he'll want to stay longer term. So I think that's a consideration. But then the other piece that just makes it difficult is like, how do you build a trade for Giannis that the Bucks are going to be happy with? What are they going to want out of this? And then what do you have to even give up in that trade? So if you're the Bucks, you are an over-the-cap team. You're a second apron team. You've got $60 million of Damian Lillard on the IR next year. That is not going to be, you're not going to be able to play. Right. So they're going to want cap relief. The Bulls can't really give them any because they are an over-the-cap team. They would need to send out salary. There's other teams, for example, the Nets, that would be able to absorb Giannis's contract and send out draft picks, and that would be a real benefit to the Bucks because they would just have this financial like limitation that they have would be removed. So that's one piece of it. And then if you're the Bulls, what package could you give up that would beat out all the other bidders? Unless this is a Luka situation, which I doubt would happen. Just even the way that the NBA fan base has reacted to the Luka trade, I find it hard to believe that newly extended GM John Horst would operate that way in a Giannis trade. So if you're the Bulls, you have to be thinking, what's the offer that gets this done? And does that leave us with enough to really compete once you get Giannis? And so I don't know, what offers would you guys think of that the Bulls could give them that other teams couldn't beat out?
Well, and yeah, what would it take to still have enough around Giannis to compete with him? Recent history with the Bucks is like, you know, obviously injuries. Dame this year, you mentioned them losing Drew Holiday. Giannis himself not playing in the majority of their first round exit series last year. Like, injuries have been an issue for that Milwaukee team. They are aging. Like, if the Bulls manage to keep a few of their younger pieces around Giannis and build and see what happens, maybe that's a winning team or a more contending team, more so than the way that the Bucks have been recently. But I've seen Bulls fans and even like people, you know, like trying to throw trades together from a Bulls perspective of what it would take to land Giannis, thinking like a couple of firsts and like Kobe and, you know, throw Vooch there for the salary or, you know, throw Patrick Williams. It's like, no, that accomplishes nothing. If I'm the Bulls and I'm thinking, and I agree, GOAT, if you're the Bucks, best offer. This is not like a we're only going to deal with one team, Luka Lakers situation. To be the best offer, and also noting the lack of cap relief that the Bulls could offer, you're talking about multiple recurring first round swaps, I think, for like in perpetuity. The Bucks don't have control of a first round pick until like 2030. 2030. The Bulls are giving the Bucks their lottery pick this year. They're giving them alternating first round pick and rights to a first round pick swap every year for the next 6 years, I think. Damn. That's what it takes.
I think it would be every single pick that you have, plus the Blazers pick, plus swaps. And
you're throwing your entire draft catalog at them.
Plus, as I said, Giannis making $54 million this year. Kobe and Vooch for filler is only $34 million. So you got to throw in another 20, and it's not just $20 million of money that like the Bucks don't want. It's got to be like Patrick Williams does not split the difference there. So I think like a team like the Nets, who can take in all that salary and has multiple Phoenix picks that can, maybe the Bucks can flip back to Phoenix to help get their own picks back from New Orleans and from Portland, from the Damian Lillard trade. That would be useful to them, but like they would want Amen Thompson, Reed Shepherd, and 5 first-round picks. Like that's the kind of package of like multiple top 5 level pick prospects, plus a full boat of draft picks. Yeah. And I just don't think the Bulls have anything close to that. And then the last thing I would say on this is probably the most tangible is Arturas just asked for patience. He just sat there at the end of the season press conference and he said he wanted to ask the fans for patience. I just don't see a world where you're offloading Kobe and Modis and Giddey in a sign and trade and 4 first-round picks and 4 first-round pick swaps and just blowing up your whole organization to have Giannis and Vooch around to win what? Like, I just don't think that team is close. And I think Arturas is right to take the slow approach, and Giannis just does not factor into that.
Yes, but when has he ever done anything that makes sense? He also, like, we saw him in that summer of 2021 go crazy.
Go insane.
He flipped almost an entire roster his first year on the job. Went out and made the Vooch trade, then signed Lonzo, signed Caruso, signed DeMar. Like, and then for the many years, the biggest criticism of AK was that he sat on that crazy year's worth of transactions and then did nothing and insisted on patience and continuity. And we've been sitting here for 3 consecutive years of just sub 500 basketball and 3 play-in tournament exits saying no. To hell with that.
Well, if it's one thing we know about Arturas is he has shown us he doesn't truly value that draft capital. So that would be that splash that he makes that wouldn't be nothing to him. So I don't think it would matter to him. I think it would matter to us for sure. I don't think it would matter to him to give up all those picks to get Giannis because he has showed you he wants to be that team that makes that big kind of splash and get those big kind of players to come here. Imagine, AK, the braggadocio you will have if you make this and pull this off. You'll be on TV all the time telling people, you see what I did? Did you see what I did? I told you to be patient, didn't I? You can talk all the crap you want to talk because you landed Giannis Antetokounmpo. I'm saying go ahead and go out there and try to make it happen, man, because you know you want this. I know you're drooling a little bit right now thinking about it, sir. Go ahead and try to make this happen. And go ahead and bring Giannis a platter of favorite foods that he wants to eat, some of his favorite music. I'm talking about set up a daycare for his wife and the children that he wants. You want something for his brothers, too? If they want to be on the Windy City roster, they need to be on there right now, all right? Do whatever you can. Exhaust everything you have to try to get Giannis Antetokounmpo on this team, sir.
Let him coach the Windy City Bulls.
I'm cool with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure they had great ideas.
And we're due for Billy Donovan III getting promoted to Billy's assistant bench any day now.
Move on up.
All right, that's going to do it for this week's mini pod. Bulls, Giannis. We'll see if any talk grows as we move further into the offseason. Make sure you are subscribed to that CHGO Sports YouTube channel to catch our full hour-long episodes 5 times a week. That's right, even through the entire Bulls offseason. Catch you next time.